If you can control a man's thinking, you don't have to worry about his actions. If you can determine what a man will think, you do not have to worry about what he will do. If you can make a man believe that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to worry about, if you can make a man believe he is inferior, you do not have to compel him to seek an inferior status. He will do so without being told. And if you can make a man believe that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to send him to the back door. He will go to the back door on his own. And if there is no back door, the very nature of the man will demand you build one. Carter G. Woodson. Welcome everyone, my name is Aaron Jubry. Tonight you'll be listening to speeches and quotes by some Black Patriots. The readings will be performed by some impressive students from 5th grade to high school. We would like to thank Superintendent Fieser for all of her help and wish her luck in her new position next fall. We want to thank Amy Trio, a Windsor High School teacher, who was instrumental in finding the students to perform tonight and also helping to produce the event. We appreciate all of you for taking the time out to be here. We hope you leave inspired and eager to learn more. We also hope you leave proud of this group of kids. I'd like to take a second to thank all of you who donated to the Archer Memorial Scholarship Fund, as well as the Windsor Food Bank. Both are very valuable to our community, and they greatly appreciate your support. If you haven't donated, please consider making a small donation on your way out. Lastly, we are extremely grateful for this group of students, for their effort, their courage, and their parents for all of their support. We are very honored to have this opportunity to celebrate Black History Month with you tonight, because 2011 marks the 150th anniversary of the start of the Civil War. So we will be sharing readings and quotes authored or spoken by runaway slaves, historians, and the first Black man elected to the United States House of Representatives. The speeches were chosen to highlight some of the contributions of Blacks made in gaining their emancipation. We would like you to pay special attention to the quote I read earlier by Carter G. Woodson, who believed if you allow others to control your thinking, you are still a slave. Some of what you will hear tonight highlights Republican support for emancipation. That is a history we are proud of, and we want to celebrate that. We will also share a reading from a patriot who didn't believe Lincoln was anti-slavery. We are not, however, only celebrating Republican history. This is Black history, and this is American history, and we are proud of it. Next, I'd like to introduce Howard Jubry, who was the driving force behind tonight's event. Howard is taking over here from here, so again, thank you very much for coming. We hope you enjoy the show. Howard?
I'm going to be your tour guide tonight on this little event. Hopefully, you'll learn a little bit. Enjoy what you hear. Enjoy what you hear, and maybe come away with a lot more questions than what you came with. We're not going to answer any questions today. Hopefully what we're going to do is open up your mind, and you'll have more questions when you leave here. The first person you're going to hear from today is Sojourner Truth. I don't know this woman. She was the Rosa Parks, probably even more so, in the 1800s. Arguably, probably the most famous woman in the 19th century. She was born a slave. She gained her freedom slowly through an emancipation process in New York in the early 1800s. In 1851, in Akron, Ohio, there was a women's conference, and Sojourner Truth gave a speech that day. And you're going to hear from Amanda Anderson deliver that speech. Amanda?
Sojourner Truth, aren't I a woman? Well, children,
where there is so much racket, there must be something out of kilter. I think betwixt the Negroes of the South and the women of the North, all talking about rights, the white man will be in a fix pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? That man over there says women need to be helped into carriages and lifted over ditches to have the best place everywhere. Nobody ever helps me into carriages or over mud puddles or gives me any best place. And aren't I a woman? Look at me. Look at my arms. I have plowed and planted and gathered into barns, and no man could heed me. And aren't I a woman? I could work as much and eat as much as a man when I could get it, and bear the lash as well. And aren't I a woman? I have borne 13 children and seen them most all sold off into slavery. And when I cried out with my mother's grief, no one but Jesus heard me. And aren't I a woman? Then they talk about this thing in the head. What do they call it?
Intellect?
That's it, honey. What's that got to do with my woman's rights or Negro rights? If my cup won't hold for the pint and you're told to quart, wouldn't you be mean to let me have my half measure full? That little man in black there, he says women can't have much rights as men because Christ wasn't a woman. Where did your Christ come from? From God and a woman. Man had nothing to do with him. If the first woman God ever made was strong enough to turn the world upside down all alone, these women together ought to be able to turn it back and get it right side up again. And now, they're asking to do it. The men better let them.